There is an institution worth over $1.2 trillion that controls the interest rate on your mortgage, your car loan, your credit card, and your savings account. You have heard of it. But you have never been told the truth about who actually owns it, who created it, and why it was designed the way it was. You will understand how a secret meeting between private bankers in 1694 created the institution that still controls the price of money for every person on Earth today. England in 1694 was broke. The country had been at war with France for 5 years. The treasury was empty. King William III needed money, fast, to keep fighting. The traditional sources had dried up. Nobody trusted the government enough to lend it money. So a group of private merchants came to the king with an unusual offer. We will lend you £1.2 million, an enormous sum, at 8% interest per year. In exchange, we want a royal charter, the right to operate as a bank, the right to issue banknotes. King William agreed, and on July 27, 1694, the Bank of England was born. Most people think it is a government institution. It is not. For 250 years, it was privately owned. A private company with a royal charter, collecting interest from the British government on money it created from nothing. Here is the part that changes everything. When the Bank of England lent the government £1.2 million in 1694, it did not hand over gold it already had. It created the money, it wrote the number down, and then it collected real interest on that number. This is called fractional reserve banking, and it is the mechanism that every bank in the world operates on today. Here is how it works in plain English. You deposit $100 in a bank. The bank keeps $10 in reserve. It lends the other $90 to someone else. That person deposits their $90 in another bank. That bank keeps $9. It lends $81 to someone else, and on and on. From your original $100, the banking system has now created $271 of loans, money that did not exist before your deposit. The Bank of England did not stay a British institution for long. The one that ultimately replaced the Bank of England as the global financial authority was created in 1913 at a secret meeting on Jekyll Island, off the coast of Georgia. 12 men, a private train, an island that was not on any public map. The result of that meeting was the Federal Reserve Act, the institution that controls the US dollar, the world's reserve currency, built on the exact same model as the Bank of England. Here is why this matters to you right now, in 2026. When the Federal Reserve raises interest rates by 0.5%, your mortgage payment goes up. Your credit card APR increases. Your business loan becomes more expensive. Every financial decision you make is directly controlled by the interest rate, set by an institution whose original model was designed in 1694 by private bankers who wanted to collect interest on money they created from nothing. After the 2008 financial crisis, the Federal Reserve created $4 trillion from nothing. Not printed, created, entered into a computer. The homeowners who lost their houses got nothing. The banks got $4 trillion of newly created money. After COVID-19 in 2020, the Federal Reserve created another $4.8 trillion. Not from taxes, not from savings, from a computer. The total money supply of the United States has increased by approximately 40% since 2020 alone. Today, there are 195 countries in the world. 193 of them have a central bank. The two that do not, Andorra and Monaco, both use the euro, which is controlled by the European Central Bank. There is not a single significant economy on Earth that operates outside the system the Bank of England created in 1694, and the price of money was designed, from the very beginning, to be controlled by a small group of private creditors, not by governments, and certainly not by the people who use the money. The Bank of England was created to solve a king's debt problem. It became the blueprint for a global system of private money creation that every person on Earth lives inside today, whether they know it or not. In 1694, 12 private bankers lent the British government money that did not exist and collected real interest on it forever. In 1913, 12 private bankers met in secret on a Georgia island and did the same thing to the United States dollar. In 2020, that institution created $4.8 trillion from nothing in a single year. The system is not broken. It is working exactly as it was designed. The only question is whether you understand the design. This channel exists so that you do. Subscribe if you want to understand money before the system decides your worth.